everybody. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about self-love and self-acceptance. When I say self-love, I don't mean the kind of love where you stand in the mirror and you just think you're amazing and you're the only good-looking person in the world and everybody else just sucks. I mean the kind of self-love that you don't stand there and look in the mirror and say, I hate you, or you're ugly, or you make me sick. I mean that kind of self-love. And what I mean by that is that how many times have you, if you can be honest with yourself, ever sat and looked in the mirror and you just look in there and you're like, oh God, that wrinkle, and just complete disgust. Or it could even be a lot more than skin deep. I mean, you could just look at yourself and loathe who you are, wish that you were not the person that you were, wish you hadn't done some of the things that you've done, and just really just hate the person that you see looking back at you in that mirror inside and out. And how often do you find yourself saying things in your mind that are absolutely cruel, and you probably don't even realize it a lot of the time because it sounds like your own voice, that you think it's you talking to you and saying, you don't deserve that, you don't deserve that person, you don't deserve to be happy, you don't deserve to live, you don't deserve to breathe, and horrible things like that. I mean, it may not be that extreme. I mean, there could just be other things like, God, you're so stupid, how could you be so dumb, or oh, you're so fat, or oh, I think you get the gist. Well, I could sit here till I'm blue in the face and tell you all these different techniques about how to stand in the mirror and stare at yourself in the eyes and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, enough times that it's going to make you just go, okay, I love myself. It really doesn't work like that. Or, take yourself on a date. Get a manicure once a week, or a pedicure once a week, or work out, or eat right. While those are good things, and those are loving things towards yourself, I think that self-love goes so much deeper than skin deep. As a matter of fact, I think it is at the core soul spiritual level. Now bear with me if you're not super spiritual, and I'm not talking religious at all. I think actually religion has done a very good job of making people hate themselves, making people feel ashamed, making people feel like they're unworthy of things, of people, of God himself. So that can be a whole nother topic for another time. But I'm talking deep, deep spirituality, far beyond religion, far beyond anything that you've been taught. And it's learning and knowing who you really are. So, who are you? Well, I'm Jen. I'm Frank. I'm, Lisa. Yes. In this earthly life you are. But if you know a little bit about science in high school, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Have you ever sat and thought about how profound that is? Because the human body is energy. It can be measured. A brain wave can be measured. We have magnetism in our auric field, in our energy field. Our body has enough power to light a light bulb, according to science. That is energy. And when our body ceases to exist, the body disintegrates. But where could that energy go? Well, if energy has never been created nor destroyed, it means that you have always existed since the beginning, the Alpha, the Omega, since always, forever, infinitely. And if you think about the implications of that, that means that, well, isn't that the definition of God? The Alpha, the Omega, the I have always been, always will be, never can be destroyed. Well, guess what? That is a part of you. You are a spark of that divinity. So whether you believe in the Big Bang, or I'm sure they could come out with other ways of figuring out how the universe came into existence, or multiverses come into existence. But the fact is, since the time that time existed, you existed. That is a beautiful thought in knowing how powerfully perfect, incredible, omnipotent you happen to be. And I'm not saying that you are God and you can rule over other people and you can treat people like crap. I am not saying that at all, but I am saying that if you can fathom, think of it like this. you have a big ocean, and the ocean is a huge body of water, and it can rain, and all these little raindrops can fall, and some of the water is deep, some of the raindrops go deep, and some of the water is superficial and on the surface, and some is in between, but it's all the same body of water. That is how God is, or the God is what we try to term it. I think that is just a archaic way of even looking at the omnipotence of what the all truly is. But you are that. So now we have incarnated into this earthly life. Why? Well, there's a lot of different theories out there, but mostly it is to learn and grow. So the soul comes here to experience human emotions, human experiences, that you will come to understand your true place in this universe. You will come to understand who you really are. And it takes crazy experiences. It takes pain. It's blood, sweat, and tears. Nobody ever said that it was going to be easy. But if you can think of it in those terms of why you are here, and then look at yourself in the mirror again and say, holy crap, I am part of the all. I am that close to God, or the all, or the infinite, or the universe, or however you want to say it. But if you can see how incredibly omnipotent you are, and in your imperfections there can be nothing but perfection, because we all are here to learn and grow. So how else are you going to learn and grow unless you go through shit, right? Because you don't know what amazing good things are unless you know the exact opposite of what horrible bad things are. And so these things that you experience, even this self-hate that you experience, can be, if you're willing to let it, be a beautiful thing, because it can be the catalyst for your awakening, for your understanding of your place here in this universe, and why you are here, and the impact that you make. Believe it or not, you make an impact. Even if you're making a negative impact around, the people around you, it can be a good thing, because your negative impact is making them change their life. And somebody might have done the same to you that negatively impacted you, that is then changing your life for the better. So you can look at that person and say, thank you for putting me through that, because had I not, I would have never realized who I really am in this universe and the power that I have. The mind is a creative and beautiful thing. And so when you start to realize who you are, then your mind can start changing that hate and towards yourself, and go, what was I thinking? This is just this human experience. I don't need to hate. To hate me is to hate all that is, because I am all that is. And so now you can look in the mirror a little bit and say, I'm okay, I may not look the way that I want to right now. I may have the shittiest job in the world. I may be in a crappy ass relationship. I may be living in a box. I may be all of these kinds of things, but it's okay. We're just here. It's a school, and we're here to learn and grow. Okay. So it's okay to I just think that is the most important thing, is to understand your divinity before you even begin the self-love process, because otherwise you're just going to sit and drink a green smoothie, go to the gym, work out, look at yourself in the mirror, and not much is going to change. It's going to be this endless struggle over and over and over again. So I think that the key to loving yourself, accepting yourself, getting out of that self-hatred and that self-talk that is just so detrimental, is to see how powerful, how amazing you are. And another thing that I think it helps when you do, is not only can you start to love yourself, appreciate yourself, but everybody that you come in contact with, you can see yourself in them, because even in your own imperfection, that you are the all. You are a spark of that God-like figure, or that God, or that universe, And then you can look at the person next to you who you can't stand at work and go, you know what, I can love you. Because to look at you is to look at me, is to look at the all, because we're all connected. You know, you can have habits that tick you off, but ultimately at the end of the day, it helps not only for you in your own self-love and your own quest for self-love, but man, it helps you love everybody else, and it makes you see the world and people and situations in such a different light. You know, you don't have to always be mad and angry at the world and the, you know, situations. You don't have to like it, but dang, you know, everybody is in the place that they are supposed to be at the time they're supposed to be in it. It's because that's their learning process. It might not be yours. It's not your path. It's their path. And then it gives you like, okay, I can appreciate that, you know, like, because I know in my own personal school, it has been a winding road. It has not been a straight and narrow by any stretch of the imagination. And remembering your divinity isn't just something you do one time in the mirror and go, all right, I'm good. I mean, this is a daily practice and a daily process that you have to really think about, meditate on, breathe, just focus. And it's a couple minutes a day. You know, you're getting ready for work in the morning, get ready for school in the morning. Just kind of be alone. Turn your phone off, turn the music off. Try to turn your thoughts off and just focus on how connected you are to all that is. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. That is you. Isn't that amazing? So I hope that this helps you find some self-love and even love for other people. And until we talk again, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye-bye.